feels as if even if he doesn't necessarily get the gold medal in
Yeah.
the end, he's still up there in at the very minimum top 8, maybe even top 16 of like the super major tournaments. So the fact that you're beating somebody who was top seed of the event, your fellow countryman, at this point in bracket, I feel like we're seeing a slightly different Andre to the one that we're seeing this morning, and we're seeing it already at the start of this game one. Just a cheeky little 42%, just really putting the pressure on Crepe Salee already, and it feels like, let me tell you, I commentated their set this morning, and it feels like we're watching a different man here, Smar.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were saying before, Joycey. Momentum is everything in this game, and Andre certainly has it right now. But of course, just as we talk about that ridiculous opener from Andre, getting that huge amount of damage onto Crepe Salee, of course, Steve happens once more. The Steve tax, as we like to call it, where obviously you get up tilted once, you take that 83%, and you just got to accept that. So, of course, you know, what was looking very, very nice for Andres has been evened up instantly. But Andres is just going to fight through those blocks and take that first stock away instantly, Joycey.
That's the thing with Andre, right, is that, and Daleks was mentioning this earlier on about the fact that Terry in particular is able to cancel moves off of the blocks, and oh my, you know what, we've got a different man. There's a different man.
We've got a different beast.
It's just, he's just here. He's here to play. He's like, you know what, I've beaten like 3 zoners on the way here. I've beaten #1 in Spain, and I'm here to wax your ass as well. Crepe Salee really going to need to find another answer here, because at the moment it is looking all Andre all day.
And of course, we've got to comment on the fact that that big flashing go sign right there. Joycey, that's still active. It's still very, very active as the Buster Wolf comes out, and Andres does get the free. No, not quite. Crepe Salee still hanging on, but you know what? Just do it again.
Just
Why
do it
the
again.
hell not?
Just
My
do it
goodness,
again.
a free stock to open up this losers semi-final game 1. My God, Andresfn is on a different level right now.
My brother is angry. I remember the fist bump coming out with the 3-0 and winners semis, and I remember seeing the frustration in his face. And
Yeah.
it feels as if he's got all of this momentum and he's taken all of this aggression, and he sat down and he's looked at that block man opposite him and went, I remember how you hurt me a few hours ago, and let me show you what I've got ready for you. What a statement to make after that game 1. Just sensational gameplay all the way around, and I feel like Crepe Salee, again, when you're going against different players, you've beaten Orion, you've beaten Kid, and they've been quite close sets. Particularly though, that game 5 against Kid, it was with the Warriors, so having to jump back into Steve at this breakneck pace, it's something that it might take a game or 2 for you to get back into the swing of things. And of course, not noting today's set, but recently it has been always close between these two, whether it be online, offline, winners or losers. These two have strong and fun sets no matter what. So we are in for a great time, and it'll be interesting to see what Crepe does to retaliate.
I mean, this is honestly crazy. I mean, Crepe Salee is going to have to respond back in kind here, because Andres right now, as we are saying, is just playing on a different level. But of course, you always can be tampered. You know, this momentum can be stopped. And that's what Crepe Salee is trying to do right now, playing a little bit more defensively, setting up some traps, putting those block walls up, keeping Andres well away from him. Does not want this Terry anywhere near within a 10-mile radius of this Steve.
We can see the answer beginning to take form already. However, the hardest part about fighting Terry is that you have to finish your food, because otherwise the go meter is going to spell disaster. Even if it doesn't kill, it does so much damage, and so easy to combo into Buster Wolf and Power Geyser. However, yet another anvil is going to crush those hopes of a cheeky comeback as Crepe Salee takes the first stock.
And there we go. We're already starting to see the swing in momentum. And of course, the up tilts are coming out. The big damage here. 61% put onto Andres already. Nearly lapping him in percentage. And, you know, could be seeing it very, very soon. Andres going to have to do a little bit of something just to get this back. It needs to take this stock away. Because, of course, with the early stock and everything, means that the go threat is gone for Crepe Salee as well. So it doesn't need to worry about that. And if it comes back, well, you already got a fresh stock. So what Andres needs to do here is to take this stock before go comes out, which he nearly does there with that upbeat, but Crepe Salee is still hanging on here.
Ooh, and yeah, just a little bit too antsy there with the power dunk, of course, not getting that auto cancel height either, meaning you can get a nice little punish there from Crepe Salee, just grabbing Andres for the sake of it. Another grab to go, sent straight sideways and we're gonna see how much further we can get. I love that spacing from Andres. Just mix-ups on mix-ups from these two players, and ooh, not going through the block this time, but Diamond is here, and that's the real scary part sometimes about fighting Steve. If you do take it that little bit slower, or you're not able to stop the Steve from mining for those resources, you've got a set of diamonds here with one stock left, and then the moment that Crepe is done, another set of diamonds is ready and good to go.
Yeah, I mean, this is the thing now. This is a really, really tough challenge for Andres right now. Does take that stock away, but of course, the diamond is still there. And of course, you get a moment when you respawn just to use that vulnerability and just mine, get those diamond tools. And this is now so tough for Andres to try and get back in. Of course, Terry can do it. Go does stick around. It's not unlike Sephor's wing where it disappears after a little while. This Go is here to stay, but obviously with it comes a big price tag of that 100%. So Andres is going to have to be very, very careful not to get hit by anything that Crepe Salee wants to fire, because these diamond tools are certainly capable of just evaporating Andres' last stock here.
Ooh, and just going straight past Steve. However, the diamond tools not mattering as well, managing to armor through to get that second Buster Wolf. This one connecting this time, thankfully, but we can just see again that mix up the forward tilt on the block into whatever Andre wants to do. Crepe Salee at the moment, slowly but surely seeing that lead slip away, but that's the hard part about Steve, or fighting against Steve, I should say, is that it just takes one aerial, one slip up, one mistake, and your fate is sealed. However, you're not sealing any fates at the moment. You've only got one life left yourself, and I love that from Andres, just running through, making sure that he's going to have to work a little bit harder to get those diamond tools, but Smar, that work was for naught.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say, do we dare to dream? But we shouldn't indeed, as, of course, Crepe Salee holds firm and finds that back air to take this stock and take the game. Of course, this is what Crepe Salee needed to do. He needed to make sure that Andres' last stock was taken away before things could get out of hand, and they very, very quickly could. I mean, that go is no joke. We saw how quickly Andres was able to get through that second stock and could have very well have made that comeback. But, of course, it's as we said before, Joycey, obviously, with that go comes the high price tag at 100%. So, and when you're facing off against Steve, I mean, he can kill you at those sort of percents quite easily.
I think it's hard as well because even in those little interactions, there was a lot of, Go was very much the main part of the game plan, which means that even if you play like that for the rest of the game, you can't quite get that damage output, you can't quite get those conversions because, again, of the criteria that you need for that Go meter to be online. So Andres is having some really nice ideas in terms of how to get around everything that Steve is throwing out, but I think it's slightly tweaking it so that when he's got Go, it feels like he's a different man. But when he hasn't got Go, it feels like there are just a couple of things, a couple of screws loose that need tightening up if he's going to continue his run into losers finals. But we are going to see we've got Hollow Bastion, which was the counter pick that we saw from Andres during that winner's set as well. Very much a big fan of this stage. Being able to keep that center stage allows a couple more options in terms of approaching Steve. You can either go low or you can use that middle platform to get a little bit of extra height. But honestly, at this point, Smart, they've just been scrapping for this past 30 seconds.
They really have. Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting stage choice because, and I can certainly see why Andres would want to go here because, oh my goodness, you know what? I'll finish my point right there because goddamn, Andres then is determined to dunk this Steve into the abyss below and certainly going to do that, take that stock away. And this is a big moment for Andres here. Now, of course, getting that Go online, going to be using that to its full capabilities unless Crepe Salee is able to stop it here, and certainly needs to do so, which will with that big F smash to the face.
Even at 130, it does not matter. Terry being slightly on the heavier side, but of course those tools that Steve has, they do so much damage, and you've got taxes to pay, sir. Lovely little reversal there from Andres. Even if it's not too much damage, it's just that nice little reset to neutral, which is something that Andre desperately needs at times, particularly with the ridiculous damage output that Steve has got with those early percents. But we can see already this could spell the end, and yeah, there it goes straight away. That minecart, Andre has been caught with that quite a few times over both sets, and it looks like he hasn't quite learned his lesson yet.
Yeah, I mean, Crepe Salee literally saying, hey, you're going to dunk me? Well, I'll do the exact same. But of course, now this is a terrifying position. Those diamond tools are online. We saw how much damage just a few of those up tilts did there into the up airs. There's so much damage being put onto Andres, so we're gonna have to see another big comeback. The Go is online once more, and we'll have to see, Joycey, can Andres use this Go fully, make that comeback all the way, or is Crepe Salee just gonna walk away with this one?
The same story as game 2, trying to go for the anvil to stop it there, but is instead met with a dead stock. And this is just, it's the same tail that we saw right at the end of game 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to be down to Andres to really make the most of it. That shield is looking like a pebble at the moment, but at the same vein, Crepe Salee really struggling to get a lot of resources going, and Andres doing a good job at just trying to close that gap, just playing around these minecarts and these anvils, which have been such vital parts of Crepe Salee's gameplay. And when you look at that, you can see exactly why.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally what happened last game. We went down to that last stock. The Go was online, but you had 130% on, tacked onto you, and it's really so tough to play around with because you've got to watch out for any of the smash tags. You've got to watch out for those anvils, those mine carts. I mean, just so many of them are so quick as well. And the fact that, like, Andres was being quite cautious. You saw it there, Joycey. Like, he was definitely playing around it, but then even sort of just got caught a little bit on the left side, on his, on his hip almost. And that was still enough to obliterate the stock and take the game.
It's so tricky because it's just one of those options where, for the most part, you just have to fully respect it. And given the way that Crepe Salee was throwing out a lot of those back airs in the corner, it felt like Andres maybe was like, okay, 3 back airs have come out, maybe there's going to be a 4th, maybe this is just the game plan for Crepe, but then being 1 step ahead, and just that slight stall on the anvil before it falls down was just the perfect timing that Andres needed to seal his own fate there. But again, we have seen the way that he can play. He is very proficient in this matchup. It is taking the best of the best Steve in the continent to be able to take it to Andre right now, and we're going to see what he is able to get, trying to go for that strong rising tackle, however it not working. And again, 91-92%. The damage output from both of these players is utterly ludicrous, Smart.
It really is. I mean, it feels like both characters are almost paper thin with the way they are just obliterate. But there we go, that big forward smash from Andresfn. Of course, got to punish that with up smash from Crepe Salee. But as I say, it feels like we've barely got stocks to play with here, Joycey. I mean, that last stock was immediately taken away once again by Crepe Salee, retaliating. Now hit the big up tilt conversions coming out here. The big combo into a lot of damage, 72%. And we might be seeing, honestly, a similar story to what we did in previous games. But this time, Andres hasn't even been able to get much damage onto Crepe Salee at all. Only 25% on him right now. Needs to try and find something, because right now, Crepe Salee is playing so defensive and so playing around all of what Andres wants to do, and it's just making it very, very tough for Andresfn to even find a single way in.
It's wild because right at the start, we were just seeing that sort of typical 2 or 3 blocks vertically upwards to try and deal with Andres getting in. But now it's these blocks that are, but you gotta be careful. That's the thing. It doesn't matter what kind of formations you put in the blocks. You've just got to avoid those kill setups with Go. And again, just pushing it away from the crafting table. Andre Newman across the stage, but you're seeing these little haphazard block setups. Oh wait, hang on.
Oh my goodness,
Smart.
hang on. Oh no. Oh my goodness,
okay.
that was so close. But it's still not over, Joycey. This is still very, very doable here. Nearly getting that. Let's go for the down air there, but still not going to connect just yet. But I mean, that's a lot of percentage onto Crepe Salee. The forward smash isn't enough. And you'll notice as well, Joycey, there's not many materials on Crepe Salee's end there. Barely any iron. Going to be going through that quite quickly. But of course, this is an opportunity here to just mine right up. Andresfn needs to act now, because unfortunately things like that could happen. And now I'm not sure how I can call it anymore.
It's really scary as well. If this rising tackle doesn't kill, then Andre has got to deal with diamond tools for the first time in this game in particular. That was the one thing that I really noticed was the big difference maker, the kingmaker as such, was the lack of diamond tools all the way up to this point. But now you know how much damage they can do. Another rising tackle, no charge on it this time though, all the way up to 165%, and the dash attack is going to take it. Game 5 on the card, Smart.
That one felt personal.
That did.
That dash tag felt very, very personal. Like, you know what? I don't care anymore. It just slams the entire body, the full force of your arm into the silly man. There we go. We've got a game 5 on our hands, but my goodness, I felt like Andresfn needed to fight for that one. It felt like, it very quickly could have slipped out of his hands at any given moment, but he does hold firm, and we have taken us to this very final game. Of course, as you know, Joycey, this is for a place in losers finals. This is all to play for. There is no more games to be played between these two after this one.
It's gonna be a real interesting outcome. Again, they're going back to small battlefield this time. I know that the Smash Brothers stages as such are quite good in terms of Steve's mining capabilities, but that's the thing. I think Andres in particular has really got to. It's such a hard balance to get that calculated aggression, but the fact that we didn't see Diamond until Crepe Salee was on his last stock at 100% is really, really crucial. It meant that the damage output was a little difficult. It meant that Andres was living a little bit longer. Like, for example, there was that point with the Power Geyser where Power Geyser the shield and Crepe Salee did a forward smash, but it was with, I think it was with a wooden tool, and Andres was nowhere near dead at 90, whereas with Diamond, that was a sealed stock for sure. So yeah. It's about that. It feels like you know what the game plan is, but it's such a delicate balance to strike between I'm going in and I'm not rushing in like an idiot. And we're going to see if Andres, who again, a lot of experience with the character, has shown that capability before, whether he's willing to do it and able to do it one last time.
I mean, what you were saying about, sort of just not rushing in too subtly is going to be absolutely key, honestly, for both players here. It's going to be about keeping up momentum. And I mean, we do see a little bit of spaghetti there as Andres does get caught by that TNT. Obviously, a little bit difficult to avoid, but gotta be careful because that thing can take away stocks in an instant. But you can see now, after that moment, Andres has slowed it down a little bit. It's now just focusing on finding, completing this neutral, getting into that advantage state, and just finding the kills with strong combos. But, of course, the side B in there, it's going to be caught out by Crepe Salee, but the go becomes online, and this is where it's been so terrifying for Crepe Salee before, unless it's dealt with. But the up smash still not enough to take that stock away just yet.
Cannot emphasize how much this stock hangs in the balance, and oh my goodness, that was the worst, that was the biggest miss that could have potentially happened. You cannot give Andres that second shot, because if he does manage to get in and get that kill again, maybe an F smash, maybe an up smash or something, but you need to take this stock finally. Now it looks real dicey for Andre. We are gonna see if he is able to he needs to get this kill, and he needs to get it quickly, but again, just getting out of those jabs. And look at all this damage, Smar. That tax has been spiking.
Yeah, the Steve tax is so real, and it has come for your money. Jesus, that's so much damage put on. And the funny thing is, Joycey, what I was just going to say was that as soon as that stock was lost from Andres, that he cannot get up tilted. And what happened? He got up tilted, which is so unfortunate. And now the forward smash. Andresfn is getting caught up by so many things. And this is now going to be a huge moment here. He needs to not let this get to him, because it's still not over. It's just much more difficult. This is the first step. Finding that stock with the up B. And you can see there, Crepe Salee just waving the pickup as well. Literally just, the axe around. Just saying, right, if I get one of these, you're receiving like 50%. That's all I need.
But now Diamond tools are once again ready and available, and they do so much damage, so much knockback. We're going to see, can he get the stock here? Oh my god, what a conversion off of just one bad up smash. Just 3 up airs straight into a final stock situation, and no diamonds available as the back air going to seal it. No, not quite yet, Smar.
Andresfn is hanging on, but he's facing a whole column of stuff. That shield does protect him, but it's so low, and you've got to be so careful. Gets back to stage there, just seen there, just trying to throw out like anything like the power geysers, just get a little bit damage. This is not impossible here, Joycey. The Master Wolf comes out, the finish there. It's not enough to take the stock just yet. Crepe Salee hangs on.
No way!
Connects, and Andresfn is the one to get the game, making a huge comeback. You can see him erupting into the crowd, and he's the one to hold firm, take that stock, and move on into the losers finals.
Oh my goodness, what a comeback that was. Again, the game plan just going completely to pot. Just the diamond tools ready and available, getting that really clutch conversion in that second stock. That was the real turning point here. So look, we could just see, we're getting some highlights all the way throughout the game. I mean, again, I thought we were going to see potentially, a clean 3-0 from Andres after the start of this first game, but it took all the way up to that game 5. And yeah, we can see just, I mean, because that's the thing, those aggressive players, they rely so much on momentum, and just taking a moment after that second stock, it felt like the momentum was just his to lose, and he ran with it, and he's probably going to continue to run with it. Honestly, if I was Quick, I'd be quaking in my boots at the moment, honestly.
Genuinely, because I mean, we talked about it before. Momentum is everything, Joycey. It is such a big part of this game, and it's exactly what Andres has got heaps of right now. This is a lot of momentum for Andres right now, and I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. Genuine, as you say, I think Quick has got to be scared right now.
That was I'm still blown away. I'm still blown away. I'd written it off by like.
I had as well. I meant it in the back of my mind. I was like, right, okay, it's gonna